Judge Wardlaw has some questions.
Dr. Legary,
Sir.
You were talking 500 wells that were used to draw the cross sections in the Swinehart report.
Yes.
And you did not mean to say that all of those 12,500 were used to draw A prime A, did you? Or did they in fact?
They were used to draw 5 cross sections, Your Honor.
Sorry?
There are 5 cross sections on that chart. The 12,500 contributed to all of them.
Right. Okay, thank you. In regards to OST 019, and that's the Heine and Lewis, if I pronounced the first person, I'm sure I didn't pronounce the first person.
Haney.
Haney, yeah, Lewis. At the top of that, of page fractures in bedrock. I'm just verifying.
Yes, sir, but the more vertical the crack, the less useful.
Thank you. Do any, in regards to page 2 of your exhibit OST 0, the advantages of surface geophysical methods discussed on page 2 of OST 019 state that the surface methods give?
I visited most of those papers, Your Honor, and a combination of techniques. The most successful ones, particularly where water movement was the focus, most of those use multiple geophysical techniques and in some cases also use boreholes.
Do you remember whether this particular paper stated that surface methods give superior results in terms of the ability to detect fractures or not on page 2? Would you like to refer to that?
Not in all cases explicitly, no, sir.
Thank you. Mahar and Schuster work, where were the locations of the, with regards to their distances from the MEA, specifically Slim Buttes, Pine Hills?
Toadstool Park is the closest, followed by the North Platte River.
And about how far are they, and what about the White Clay Fault?
That's about 50 miles east.
Okay. And the Badlands?
That would be that's north of Hay Springs, Nebraska. That's going to be 20 miles.
For the record, that the reference you made to you were just
was in figure 2.3-1 of the CBR 008, the technical report of CBRs.
Thank you.
Where those locations came from.
That was from the Mahar and Schuster poster, which was exhibited.
Mayer and Schuster 2012, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, I read
OST
the wrong one. I'm sorry,
017.
OST 017. Is that better?
Thank you.
Now, you testified earlier that the headwaters of the White River are east of the MEA.
That's correct.
Referring to figure 2.3-1 of CBR 00, as we pull that up, does not the White River in Nebraska?
Yes, Your Honor. And in that case, it would be, I recall, the White River would actually move from west to generally east. No.
You need looking for the page number?
Yeah.
Page number.
It's good that we're looking at it because I think I made a mistake.
You want figure 2.3-1.
Northwest, Your Honor, rather than east. I see that.
Northwest is where it's located in regards to the MEA.
That's correct.
Okay, fine, thank you. For CBR, you stated earlier when DWs that there were no U.S. DW aquifers below the, and you determined that.
but in the information came from the fact that, hang on one second.
If you need a second, go ahead and,
I can move on to another question.
Please, thank you.
Yeah, I think Mr. Stryver will answer the next question while you're working on that one. Maybe we'll get him working on this one too, and then we can leave him here and come back tomorrow morning and see how they're doing on it. This is for Butte. Did you find evidence of the Ogallala Formation within the MEI site based on the borehole logging and drill cuttings?
Can you repeat that? Did I find what, sir?
Evidence of the Ogallala Formation.
I don't believe so. No, sir.
To the best of your recollection,
yes,
you do not believe.
That's my knowledge.
Your Honor, regarding the deep well question application for the deep wells at Marsland and TDS above 10,000, and that's where the statement came from.
Okay, thank you.
you have a reference in the record where that is, or no? No? Okay.
Yeah, not in the record.
Okay. That it? All right. Point then, do you have any further questions? Good. Good? And you're set? All right. So it's a little before 5, as they say. So we're we'll adjourn a second for this afternoon. We have one more day tomorrow. We're going to be looking at concerns 3 and 4. And if Judge Wardwell thinks of anything overnight relative to anything other that we can talk with Dr. Kramer about, I'm sure we will go back into that as well. Although I don't think you anticipate anything like that right now, do you? I don't think so, but we'll see.
I don't anticipate that.
But we'll see what happens overnight. So we're going to go ahead and start at 8, as I mentioned. Hopefully we'll be done by the early afternoon tomorrow if we press ahead and are efficient in our work. At this point, again, thank you, Dr. Legary and Mrs. I hope you all have an interesting evening in Chadron. Unless you don't really get a hotel room, then you won't find out at all. But that's like, well, we'll just have to see how things go here. So, but again, we'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then we stand adjourned. Thank you and have a good evening.